People of YouTube, Guy Gash here again today, bring you another video. Thank you for joining me. Today we're going to be talking about the illusionary self, the illusion of self, and how to go beyond it, and why would you want to go beyond it. So the illusionary self, you think you are a person, you think you are a certain person. Along my journey now, I'm coming to a realisation of what this is, and what this video is about is what the realisation I'm coming to. But before this, and before when I used to identify with my mind a lot, I thought, right, I'm Jack Gash, this is how I am, I do this, I do that, I talk like this, I'm a joker, I'm a humorous person, laughable, a bit of an extrovert, this, that and other. All this is ideas of the mind. And this is what I'm talking about. It's the ideas of the mind. They're all thought processes. And I have identified with the thought process. I've identified with an idea in my mind. So why would I want to disassociate with this? To disassociate with this thought and mind, you experience the authenticity of yourself. And I know I made a video about my authentic self. That might be an interesting video to go check out. Another one, non-reactivity. That's another video you should go check out maybe before this one. But stepping beyond thought, stepping beyond emotions, you become to realise what reality is actually about. And exploring reality in its totality. What do I mean by this? To explore reality in its totality and experience what reality and life is actually about and what life is actually meaning to you, you'll be able to make rightful choices, rightful judgment. You'll be able to make decisions more clearer. You'll have more clarity. You'll be able to form a deeper experience with your life, deeper experience with other people. You'll become to an understanding more. You'll realise that people aren't just the framework and the thing that's set out in front of you. You'll realise that there's a lot more beyond what people say to you or what people think about you. There's a lot more beyond to what you think about yourself and what you say about yourself. There's a lot more beyond all of this, because all these are ideologies and energy floating within the mind. So, thought is a reaction of the mind. Emotion is a reaction of the body. You can think of a really nice time that you've had, and that will spur an emotion in your body. You can think of a really nasty time that you've had and something you didn't enjoy, and that will spur an emotion in your body. Thought, emotion. Thought, emotion. Where is the self? We think of the self and think, right, this is me, this is who I am, and this, that and the other. But is that actually self? Is that what we are? People say, oh, I'm a soul inquiring a body. I'm a soul living in this body. I'm living in this shell. Where's this self located? Where is this shown? Where is it experienced? How do we know about it? It's not here. It's not there. It's not anywhere. We've just got this body. We've been given this. This is what we are. And this is what we're experiencing, but we class as self as something, and we think ourselves as something. Why would we want to be a step beyond what we think we are? To experience what we actually are. And once you dip your toes into life and what reality actually is, you'll experience a flood of emotions. You'll experience love that you've never even experienced before. You'll experience compassion, humbleness, euphoria. You'll experience these things without even having to think about them. It's not even something that you think about and you have to process and then it spurs. Like we think of gratitude, we think of all the things we're thankful for, and that spurs emotions and that feels good. But can you imagine living a life where you don't even have to try? You don't even have to try and think about things that make you feel nice. You can just be them, and you are them, and that's it. To do this, breath takes us to present. Channel your energy into attention. Attention is the main thing. Experiencing your direct reality. So I'm looking around me now. I'm looking at the wood grain in the wood. I'm looking at the wood grain here in this. And there's loads of information compacted within what's around us. Somebody's made this woodwork. This woodwork's it's not just wood, it's from a forest, it's from a tree. Information is depicted all around us, but we're not aware of it because we're in the mind. We're living in the mind. And once you disassociate with the mind, this is what I'm saying to you, you'll experience things, life in a completely different way. Completely different way. It opens you up to a new beginning and a new set of thinking. Thought is at your disposal. It shouldn't be you. You shouldn't identify with all of this clumption and all this noise in your head. You shouldn't be identified with that. Why? In my opinion, this is, if you want to identify with thought, that's fine. But the thing is, what I've learned is the more you identify with mind, the more confused you are about your life. The more confusion is, the more uncertain is, the more unease, the more hesitation. But when you come away from thought and use thought at your disposal, your mind should be a tool. It's something that you can use, and ideas can come to you like that. Using your mind as a tool. I can think of things, I can set work, my physical job building, set work up for next week, or I can, think like this video. I've been at work today, I'm going to make this video tonight and I'm going to talk about this tonight, and thoughts at my disposal, and yes, it works and it's good to plan, but I'm not living with it. Once I'd thought about, I'm going to make this video tonight, that was it. And I left it there. And you just keep moving from moment to moment and sticking to the present. Draw your attention away from thought all the time. Don't get lost in these ideas, because then you don't get led astray. You don't get misled. And the mind isn't something that's authentic to us. It's just a part of us. And the egoic self, which I mentioned in my Connecting with Your Authentic Self video, that's associated with mind. The egoic self is associated with mind because it's thoughts and its reactions and its compulsions, and you're turning all this down and you're humbling yourself down. Your energy levels, once you start focusing on present more and disassociating with the thought processes, and you'll realise the compulsions and the ideas that you did do, and you'll realise traits that you did have where it got you into unhealthy situations, or it didn't direct you in the right way of life, or things that happened where it sent you off track and you felt lost, and now you'll realise that more. At the end of the day, there's no wrong choice in life, there's no wrong place in life. We're all meant to be where we're meant to be, and we're all evolving at our own rate. To do this in the most conscious way would to become conscious of thought, become conscious of energetical shifts and energetical movements in the body. Becoming conscious of this, you become conscious of your growth, and becoming more conscious of everything around you and yourself, what we class as self. The thing is, once you strip all this down, you experience a self that you didn't know was there. And I'm not talking about the self of, I am this, my name is this, and this is what I do for a job. Or it's I. And I don't mean that as in I am Jack Gash, I mean I. Simpler existence, consciousness. And this isn't something where we turn ourselves off and switch off away from them as emotions, and we think, no, I can't think this, I can't think that. It's just noticing the reactivity and noticing the actions within ourselves. The world's noisy and it's firing volumes out at us. Everything we see, we're downloading the information, we're ingesting it, and we don't just ingest by eating, we ingest by watching, reading, listening. Watch what you're ingesting, watch what you're watching, be aware of what you're putting into your body. And I'm not even talking about substances or food, I'm talking about information. And watch what you're gathering and start to notice where it's coming from and how it affects you, how it affects your mind, how it affects your thought processes. You can put certain kinds of music on and it'll put you in a certain mood. Watch this, become aware of this. You're becoming more and more closer to becoming more enlightened to the experience of life and enlightened to what life is about. So yeah, some of my videos, like videos like this one for example, I try and get the information out in a certain way which explains it in the most detail as possible, so it isn't misleading and it isn't confusing. People watching this may think, pardon me, there it is. People watching this who disagree with what I'm saying entirely and think, no, I am this person, this is me, and whatever he's saying is complete nonsense. That is but that I did that myself when I started making this realization myself. I realized that, oh no, I am this person. This is me. I'm not buying that. The thing is with that is it's a protection from your mind, and once you start digging deeper, your mind's going to try and pull you back. It's going to try and pull you back that direction, and you're going to have things that keep trying to pull you on track and pull you into them, which leads to confusion. I think Buddhism's call it dukkha, which is suffering, confusion, stress of mundane life. And once you step beyond mind, you'll step beyond this confusion and the blurry haziness of life, and you won't have an idea of, you won't have to think of an idea of what your meaning is. Your meaning will be just to exist, and you'll be able to come up with the meaning of your own life and your own feelings, and you won't have to live through what other people think or what you think is the best thing to do or what karmic energy you're trying to transmit. Or you'll just be you, and you'll be authentic, and you'll be energy itself. There's many other animals that occupy this planet, and a bird just lives like a bird. A caterpillar just lives like a caterpillar. They don't have to think or find an idea or find a meaning or find a way or a path. They just live into the natural biorhythm. And that's the problem with humans. We think of ideas and we accumulate this information and process it, and we believe it to be true. We believe there's a God, but yet there's no God to experience. None of us experience God because we're still alive. We believe to be a soul, but we none of us experience this because we can't produce one, we can't show one. So what have we got? We've got the physical body, we've got the mind. Let's work with it. Let's work with what we have to create what we want, rather than believing in something that's not true. Because once you believe in something that isn't true, you form an attachment to it, and it's a conception. It's something that you've believed and made up, and an idea you've made up, rather than something that's real, true and proper. And what's real, true and proper is pure consciousness, direct experience. Live happy, be humbled, live more present, live in the moment more, connect with the moment more, connect with yourself, go away, take some time, sit down and try and find stillness within yourself, find stillness within the body, and try and find comfort within the stillness of the mind and body and of yourself. Try not to, get anywhere, go any direction. Let life take you. Go with the wind. Move with the water. Move with the flow like water. Peace and love to anybody watching this. Take it easy, man.